Welcome to another video. In this one, I will be ranking every team jingle in BFDI. A team jingle is the short audio string that plays when a team initially gets named in the show. Like with the intro initiation ranking, this is going to be measured based on vibes mostly. There will also be a general rating in the bottom left corner. With that said, let's get into it. First off, tied for last are all the teams that do not have team jingles. These are the Squashy Grapes, the Squishy Cherries, another name, the temporary teams from BFDI 6 and 17, the temporary teams from BFDI 14 and 15, the Have-Cots, and the Have-Nots. I probably could have left them out altogether, but I just feel like they should be included for the sake of a more thorough ranking. In 24th place is Free Smart. I was debating on whether to even count this one because it's literally just a sound effect, not even a musical note. I've decided to include it in case some people count it. It's definitely the weakest team jingle out of the BFDIA teams that have them. 23rd place goes to Team No Name. All three teams that got jingles are unambiguously jingles, and BFDIA are pretty one note. Literally, they are just a single note. Team No Name is the one that sounds the worst to me, though just by a little bit. Less Restrained, Less Dumb, or LRLD, is 22nd place. Sounds very similar to the last, but it's less unappealing sounding to me, as it sounds less off-key. In 21st place is Wobunch. It sounds like something you would hear in an advertisement for a tech company, and I'm not all that fond of that really. It's above the other two though because it's the most distinct. Number 20 is the best of the BFDIA jingles, the one for the Beautiful Face Devotion Institute. It's kind of funny to me how it's the sound of ice cubes licking from her ugly and beautiful faces. Not much else to say about this one though. The number 19 jingle is 8 Names, the first team from BFB to appear on the list. It's basically just a Vine boom, what else do you want me to say? Team Ice Cube's jingle is number 18, and it is just Bracelety yelling out their team name.
Team Ice Cube all the way! Yay!
This might be the only team jingle that occurs at the same time the team gets his name as opposed to right after, which is pretty neat. There is no instrumental or anything that goes with it though, which drags it down some for me. Number 17 is The Losers. Initially, I couldn't decide whether this goes above or below the last. It's just the team chanting loser's name while some percussion instrument backs it. I think what makes me rank it a little bit higher is the end of the jingle with the click sound effect. Now we're on to good jingles, starting with number 16, which is Death Pact yet again. This is the weakest of the three Death Pact team jingles, but I like all of them. It sounds cool, but I think it would have been better if it didn't sound a bit scattershot, though the ending elevates it. I believe it is also the longest team jingle, which is probably bad for a jingle that should only be a couple seconds long, but I like it nonetheless. Number 15 is Just Not. I like the choice of instrument used for this one, and the way the notes descend through it. The sound effect that goes with the nail entering the logo is a nice way to cap it off as well. This one, and a couple of the other ones later on, are also part of background songs used in TPOT. Number 14 is The S. I'm going to feature both versions of the jingle here. The winner's version sounds kinda funky in a good way, and I like how the winnerless version muffles the part where winner's name appears in the other version. At number 13, I'm going to place Are You OK? Like Just Not, their jingle is a part of the background song used at various points in TPOT, which is cool. I like the bubbly dings that wouldn't sound out of place in, say, Windows XP or Vista, as well as the way it echoes out at the end. Cloudy A is number 12. It is definitely an interesting jingle, with two very different parts to it for the two different parts of the name. A slightly sadder one for the Cloudy part, as it was named because 2 misses Cloudy, and a sillier sounding part for the Yay part, which occurs because Yellowface yelled out Yay when 2 gave them the name Cloudy. Number 11 is Free Food. I don't really have much to say about this one. It's short, it's simple, and it sounds kinda cool. That's all a jingle really needs, I think. Number 10 is Team 8's, which is unfortunate that I couldn't bring myself to place it any higher, even 2 places higher. I personally think this jingle is quite fitting for this team. It sounds pretty silly and kind of in disarray, if that makes sense, which is also pretty true of the team itself a lot of the time, it feels like. Number 9 is Team 2. I like the inclusion of the first bit of the intro as a motif, and then the rest of it sounds pretty bubbly, which is ironic as none of the members of this team even wanted this name. Number 8 is the Newbie Alliance. It's kinda got a futuristic feeling to it, which goes well with its logo, which uses the Adobe Desert Gradient. Even though this team had no reason to exist, and only even had 1 newbie on it, at least we got a good jingle out of it. Number 7 is a better name than that. I would say this one feels pretty iconic, as it was the second team jingle we ever got, so it would be hard for me to rank it lower than this. At number 6, we have Teardrop. Her jingle sounds like a sample from a rock song that would appear in a retro game, and I really dig that. It feels fitting for a 1-contestant team, as she is essentially playing the game on hard mode, even as she did fairly well for a while regardless. Reaching the top 5 now, we have Death Pact again. This is the better of the 2 TPOT Death Pact jingles in my opinion, and it's almost entirely down to being shorter than the other one. When it comes to jingles, not overstaying its welcome can make all the difference. Number 4 is Bagged. It would be criminal of me to not rank the one whose tune is in its name highly, as I think that is a very clever thing to do for a team name and jingle. Third place is Iance. It's pretty low-key and chill sounding, which is always nice. It doesn't fit the team it's for all that well, but that doesn't distract from the coolness of it that more than makes up for that fact in my eyes.
For my honor, our team must be the strongest team on Earth.
The runner-up is Beep. I think this is easily the most creative jingle. The way it utilizes electrical buzzing and percussion means it is very distinct from any other team jingle in any season, and that has to be commended. And the number 1 spot goes to Death Pact. This is the OG Death Pact jingle, except it actually isn't, because it's a remix of a sound effect that comes bundled with Windows Vista. This also makes Death Pact Yet Again's jingle a remix of a remix of a remix. 3 layers of remixness. Regardless, this might be one of the most iconic jingles in the show, which is why I can't put it anywhere other than the top of the list. Do you agree with my rankings? What are your favorite or least favorite team jingles? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know what other people's opinions look like on this. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on, and I'll see you in the next one.